Aquaman issue 66 heads to 10th century Greenland, where the enraged Frost King says that since they murdered his son, he would take everything the people in his village hold dear and unleash the winter without end. The Frost King's winter spreads throughout the Northlands, summoning up avatars of the Frost King's rage that drives Edwald's own clan out of their village and to the South North stronghold in hopes that they can withstand the endless winters in its walls. Hippolyta remembers confronting the villain in the north with the Viking Prince, Black Adam and Swamp Thing, charged with fixing the balance. The heroes battle the ice monsters as they overwhelm Swamp Thing and slice Viking Prince across the back. Luckily, the prince is invulnerable, heading back into the fight, knowing that Odin won't let him into Valhalla until he dies a heroic death. Swamp Thing binds the Frost King, but the cold soon gets the better of the hero, killing him off as he tells the other teammates the world depends on him. The team know that he was their only hope for winning this war, as in the present day, Amnesty Bay is engulfed in the endless winter. Luckily, Arthur, Andy and Mera aren't there, heading towards Atlantis, which is also under siege by the ice monsters. Arthur knows that they need to get the refugees safely inside the gates of Atlantis, and thanks to his backup, they can. Using the whales and orcas of the ocean, Aquaman smashes through the monsters, allowing Mera to clear away the ice at the gate, letting the trapped people inside. Arthur and his family head to the council, who aren't too happy the queen has returned. Mera says that queen or not, Atlantis is her kingdom and she will defend it. The council say they'll find no one bowing to her these days since she gave up all of that when she dissolved the monarchy. Dr. Thanida is glad they dissolved the monarchy, as Mera tells the council the endless winter threatens the whole world, which includes the sea and its now suffering people. She knows if the sea's temperature drops any lower, the entire planet reaches an irreversible tipping point, and she won't let that happen to the world. She will leave her daughter. And while the council doesn't want her help, it was requested by Volko. Volko doesn't deny it, saying he did what he did for the survival of Atlantis. Arthur hopes everyone is done fighting since he has an idea, and it needs Jorog Biss, the keeper of the monsters. At the Tower of Widowhood, Arthur and Mera meet with Biss, who is happy Arthur remembers his story of the fire trolls, creatures formed from the molten heart of the planet. Biss reveals that Atlantis was constructed upon a labyrinth of tunnels and vents to the Earth's core, where the trolls live. As Andy crawls across the war table, Volko says that the temperature and environment down there means Arthur will be setting himself up for trauma that even Dr. Thanida can't fix. Arthur knows it wasn't ever going to be pleasant, but if they enlist the fire trolls' help, they'll have a powerful ally against the Frost King. Biss says that the trolls are mindless creatures and few ever live to talk about them, so if Arthur is set on this plan, he will need his help. Later, Biss leads Arthur into the depths, hoping he's certain about this. Arthur knows he'd rather be on his honeymoon, however he has a duty to Atlantis and to the Justice League. Before leaving, Arthur tells Mera to stay since he can't risk both Andy's parents. Mera asks who's going to look after Arthur as the hero and Biss reach the Great Cataract, a gateway to the abyss and to the realm of the fire trolls. Both men open the huge gate and Arthur dives in, telling Biss to man the gate and keep it open for him. Aquaman heads into the depths, emerging in the lava-covered world of the fire trolls. The hero is immediately set upon by the fire trolls, whom Arthur tries to talk down, but they begin to try and boil him alive. Arthur is saved in time by Mera, who protects her husband with a water sphere, but doesn't think they should stick around any longer than they should. Mera reassures Arthur that Andy is safe with Dr. Thanida, since being there means he has a better chance of getting back home to them. Arthur tells his wife he loves her as they confront the fire trolls. Using his telepathy, Aquaman learns that they are confused and are angered their realm was invaded, but they are also in awe of the heroes, specifically Mera. Coming to an agreement, Aquaman and Mera lead the fire trolls into the oceans above, battling the frost monsters at Atlantis' gates, claiming victory over the monsters and running them off. Aquaman calls for the Frost King, saying that wherever he is, they will be coming for him. In the heart of the endless winter, the Frost King awaits, searching the world for his family, demanding to know where they are being kept. Aquaman issue 66 continued the endless winter storyline with a focus on Aquaman and Mera as the former king and queen of Atlantis look to raise an army against the Frost King. Again, I really enjoyed the doling out of the backstory of the Frost King as well as the champions who fought him before. We're getting some pretty important information about him and about their fight and little hits, but other than that, he really wasn't present during this issue since it was a focus on Arthur finding some new allies, some fun new allies for the heroes to use against him. I love exploring Atlantis and all of the worlds that are adjacent to it and new worlds that are adjacent to it, in this case a fire troll city that resides in the labyrinth under Atlantis, which is a really damn cool idea. Arthur and Mera also make a return to Atlantis after their recent troubles there and kind of postpone their much anticipated honeymoon just for a little bit longer, and I like that Andy Lanning and Ron Mars don't ignore that stuff that's been going on in the Aquaman book, and it kind of worked it into the story a little bit here. I'm looking forward to the story continuing in Justice League and Teen Titans this week as the Frost King nears freeing his stolen family. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.